Welcome to the Real Estate Fight Club, a podcast for agents where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jen Murtland and Monica Weakley.
You want to do more deals, but your current sphere is not big enough. What are you going to do? Well, you need to make new friends. So the best way to do that is through cold calling. I use RedX to call expireds, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, circle prospect, and you can too. Go to theredx.com/fight club and get your setup fee waived.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. What's up, Jennifer Murtland?
Monica, what are you doing?
I very rarely say your entire name, Jennifer.
Jennifer, you got to put my middle name in there.
What is it?
Ann.
Jennifer Ann Murtland. You're in trouble.
Good. I like to be in trouble.
Did you used to be grounded? What did your mom do in the way of disciplining you, if she did?
Well, one time she put soap in my mouth.
What did you say to her?
I don't remember. But can you believe it only happened one time?
Only once?
And then the other time she threatened to do it. And so I stopped whatever I was. And she only spanked me one time because it hurt so bad. I was like, then I just got really good at hiding what I was doing wrong.
Okay, right. Good. Got real sneaky. I can imagine that you were a terror as a child.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Lee, Leigh.
Oh, the fancy Lee.
It's not like the jeans, I used to say. Not like the jeans.
Oh my God. Monica Lee.
Well, I always thought it was kind of weird. Monica Lee, Weakley, like what?
It's a lot.
I would have chosen that, but my mom, my dad, whatever.
You can change it.
It is what it is. Yeah, I'm not that, I guess I'm just not that passionate about it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right, guys, we love having you tune in. Thanks for being here for another episode. Today, Jen and I are going to duke it out over this question. This is going to be a good one. Mm-hmm. Is real estate really for you?
Whew, girl.
Is real estate really for you? Jen, is real estate really for you?
Listen, in the beginning, I would say the first maybe 8 years, I would ask myself this a lot.
All the time, yeah.
And it just came to the conclusion that, I'm like a numbers person, and it is the biggest return on my investment of time. And it gets me to where I want to go the fastest. So for me, I was really clear about where I wanted to go. And every time I asked that, it was because I wasn't doing what I knew to do to get me where I wanted to go. So for me, it was like, okay, well, I'd be like,
Jennifer Ann,
you have a choice. You can either do what you know to do and get where you want to go, or you can go work for somebody. And then I'd be like, oh, how am I going to do that? No. What does that even mean? What does it mean to work for somebody? I have to follow their rules. I have to do what
show up on time.
I always am on time. I'm early all the time.
Well, I know, but I mean when they want you somewhere.
Yeah, right. I have to work the hours that they want me to work. And I was like, well, maybe I could get one of those remote jobs. But then I see my friends working remotely, and they are it's constantly they are at their desk, at their computer. We're in Asia, and they are there having to be on call and ready all the time. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And even if I get my work done faster, it doesn't matter. I'll still have to be there. That's stupid.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go with, yes, it is the right business for me. What about you?
It's the right business for me because, first of all, I love relationships. That's my jam. By the way, I just realized your initials spell jam.
Jam.
Oh yeah. J-A-M. So I knew that I was going to be in a business that was relationship based. Here's why I know real estate was right for me, especially starting out, and of course now, because just been doing it so long. I couldn't find another business like it where you could carry millions of dollars of inventory without owning any of it out of pocket.
That's true.
It's the biggest gift of all gifts, this business.
Mm-hmm.
There is no ceiling on how many millions of dollars of inventory I can carry in my shop.
Right.
And I don't have a single outlay of cash as far as carrying that inventory.
But then
I couldn't find anything else that was anything remotely.
What did you look at?
I mean, other business opportunities, franchises, those kinds of things. There was so much cash outlay.
Franchising, just every time I've looked at it, it seems expensive. I'm like, what am I paying for?
It is, and I think it's hard. And I just didn't know what I didn't know at that point.
Right.
I didn't have exposure to a lot of business concepts and ideas and thought leaders and all that at that point. I just wanted to be a business owner. I knew I needed to be my own boss. I knew that much.
But even like if we look at like lenders or insurance, like a lot of them are similar to us, right? Like lawyers, it's still like our return on investment is so, I mean, it's
so high.
It can be lower. And a lot of people spend all their money before they have it, which is silly to me. So a lot of people's return on investment is low, but like it can be very high if you know how to look at a number.
I can. I think, like in general, going back to like this general question, I think it's really important that people ask themselves this, because I think there are a lot of agents that are in this business that really don't enjoy it, don't see the long-term play for it. They're frustrated.
But then why did they even get in it? Like, what was the gap?
They didn't know what they didn't know. But I think it's pivot. When you know, I mean, that's why I quit so many jobs in my life. Once I knew this path wasn't going where I was going, why am I staying on that any longer?
Right.
It's okay. I made a mistake. I learned something. I probably met a couple people. Like, pivot, move. Yeah. Same for anybody. If you are frustrated, if this business is not bringing you joy anymore, it's okay.
But sometimes if it's not bringing you joy anymore, it's a burnout thing, right? Like if you're in like somewhere around year 4 to 6, there's something magical that happens where if you've been working those last 4 to 6 years, there's something that happens where you're like, you get it, it clicks. You're like, oh, I get it. Now I get it. Like, I know how to do my job. Like you may still question it, but it's just the job is like easier. Like you're not running uphill constantly, right? Like you're starting to get referrals, like things happen. But I think like if you're asking yourself this question, like, is real estate the right business for me? I would say, well, why did you get into it in the first place? And if it's like, I thought it was going to be one way and it is a totally different way, then that, okay, I can get that. But if you're like, well, I knew that it was a sales-based role and I knew that I would have to do this. And if it's just, I find that people ask this because they are not doing the work.
For sure.
So then ask yourself, am I doing the work required to get to where I want to go? And if the answer is no, then that's not the business, that's you.
But the question is, am I willing to do the work? Not am I. The answer is no, but will I do? And if you're not, then yes, that's why it's time to move. You just got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why you would have to be hitting your head against a wall for months and years, not doing the work and still trying to survive in real estate. Why do that?
Why? This is the equivalent of showing the same person 500 houses over the last year and a half.
Right.
You say to yourself, well, they'll buy a house eventually. And I say to you, by the time they do, if they ever do, your outlay is way greater than what you'll be receiving. You should have cut your losses.
Yeah. So, okay. So, let me ask you this. I'm an agent, been doing it long enough, longer than 4 years. I'm not having the success I need. I know I'm not doing the right things and I don't know if I'm going to. Should I just give up? Should I?
I think sometimes it can be an environment issue. So I think I'm a firm believer in like surrounding yourself with the people that inspire and motivate you and that you inspire and motivate. Are you inspiring to those around you? Do those around you inspire you? If your answer is no, look around and see, can I get into relationship with those that inspire me and that I inspire? So this is why people go to like their company, pep rallies, whatever the hell they're called. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
oh, like, you mean like their events?
Yeah, like the events. They make me crazy. But yes, like different events, because it gives you like a shot in the arm. And it's like, okay, how can I sustain that? Like if you go to one of those events, does your company have those? Do you go to those events? What did you think during those events? How did your mindset change? How do you stay in that mindset? If you were to stay there, like what else would you be doing with your time? I had this one girl that I was coaching. Oh my goodness. She knew how to make cold calls. Okay. Like she knew, she came from cold call background. I was like, this is great. All you have to do is do it for yourself now.
Yeah.
She literally could not do it for herself. She got a job doing it for somebody else.
Oh man.
I was like, girlfriend, oh my God. You just lost
money she just gave up.
Oh my God. So much money.
So brutal.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what else do you think you could be asking yourself? Okay, am I doing the work? And if the answer is no, am I willing to do the work? And if the answer is yes, then you're
Do I like doing the work?
Do I like doing the work?
Right. Because this is where a lot of agents get stuck. They think they only have to do business in one way, and they hate it. So is there another way? And, you know, transactional and relationship aren't just the only two. You can do, those are kind of categories, but you could also do real estate adjacent things too. You know, I mean, maybe you're a better loan officer. Maybe you're would be an amazing transaction coordinator, and you could still be licensed and sell a few houses. Like
one thing, and it changes, right? Like one thing we've morphed into is being like referral based agents. Like I love referring. I love hunting, and I love that initial conversation, but I don't really want to be in relationship while you're going crazy.
You don't want to serve the rest of it.
No, I don't want to serve the rest of it. Right, and so it's like, oh, that's also an option, because I think we get stuck in like, okay, if you're a capital R realtor, then you have to be this way. Like you have to, you know, whatever you think is your vision, you have to be that way. But not everybody is like that.
Do you think this goes ultimately to even something bigger, like pull up more to like the fact that people don't have clarity about what they want in their life at all?
I think that it's more about perspective, because I think it's easy to get clarity when you know all the choices. It's a lot harder if you don't. This is about asking questions, being around people that think bigger than you, so that you can understand.
That's right. I gained perspective of what I wanted from seeing big lives being played out in front of me. You're right.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's how I do it too. Some people are not like that. Some people are internal processors. We're like external processors, but like and we joke, and we've done a podcast before, like who's better at real estate, and extroverts to introverts. Right. But the fact is there's no one right personality type that is a good real estate agent. Any personality type can be a great real estate agent. But there's not just one way to do it.
Yeah, right. In fact, sometimes it really surprises me who's a good real estate agent. Like, how in the world do you have a thriving real estate business?
Exactly.
You know, like what? Like either their personality is exactly opposite of what you think a good real estate agent is, or whatever. But I do know, and you're right, you got to gain perspective. But I think people, they don't know what they want. People do not, if you go up to 100 people on the street and say, quick, name your life's goal. Like people they don't think like that.
Yeah.
People don't. And you and I have been lucky enough over the course of, you know, the brokerages we've been at, it's not just one brokerage, but that we've been exposed to big thinkers, big lives, and different ways of doing it. And then you can kind of lay that against that. But if you don't spend time on that, then how do you know if what you're doing is going to get you there?
Well, the thing is like, what did you do before? Were you unhappy doing that? Is that why you came to real estate? So really, is it you?
Yeah, right. Because you don't have clarity on what you want. Somebody that doesn't want a big financial life, they just want to simplify, then that's going to be a different path through real estate than somebody that wants a big, fat, fancy, luxurious life.
Right.
Both.
What do you think? maybe we should take a break. And when we come back, we'll think, okay, because there's a lot of ways to be really successful at real estate, but what are the 1 or 2 common threads that real estate agents have, that successful real estate agents have? Like, what are the characteristics or something?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's take a quick break, hear a word from our favorite partners. And when we return, we'll give you those little commonalities.
Okay. Welcome back to the Battle Inside of the Ring. Today, Jen and I are talking about, how is this business, real estate, really right for you, and how to sort of take a minute and kind of process that in a different way. And hopefully we're giving you some things to think about. There's no right or wrong here. There's no black or white. There's no easy answer to this. But sometimes we forget to even ask ourselves that.
Right.
Do I really want to be doing this?
We only ask ourselves when we're all depressed, like, I haven't sold it.
Right. That's right. That's right.
But then it's like, well, shit, no wonder, because I haven't talked to anybody.
Maybe there's an element of, instead of what, I don't really want to do this, I hate all of it. It's like, what small piece of real estate do you actually really freaking love? And I actually did have a conversation with somebody one time that said, I love working with elder, like senior citizens. It was like her freaking mojo, and she enjoyed them trusting her, and she enjoyed the family being so grateful. And so she just went all in on that. Do that.
You can. That's the thing. I mean, that's exactly what we did over the years. It's like, okay, get rid of all this shit that I don't want to do. Okay. I know that I like to hunt. I know I do not like customer service. I hate that piece. So it's like, okay, how can I get rid of the customer service? It's like, keep getting rid of and really tailoring it into like, what are you the one thing that you're really good at? And that when you're the expert at that, you can make a lot of money. You don't have to be everything.
That's right. All right. You were gonna.
I think one of the things, because I'm thinking like, okay, is it that successful real estate agents are people? Not necessarily.
No.
I know a lot of people that can put a show on for when they need to.
Yeah, not at all.
Is it that they're, I don't know, they wake up at 5 a.m. because you hear that all the time, right?
No.
And it's not.
No.
And then it's like, what I think it is they are consistent over time.
Consistent over time, and they talk to more people than you.
Yeah.
They just talk to people, whether it's people they know or people they don't know. Yeah.
They're purposeful. So it's, purposeful about talking to more people and doing it over time.
Over time. That's it.
Done.
It's just kind of that simple. You're not talking to enough people. Now, in the spirit of the conversation of this podcast, is real estate really for you? If you don't want to talk to people, it's not the right business for you. It's just not. Because Jen, you have to talk to people every day. I have to talk to people every day.
We like talking to people.
I know, but we have 2 very different businesses, and we kind of cover like the only 2 ways to make money in real estate, transactionally, or in selling real estate, transactionally or relationship. Like, talking to people is in both of those. If you don't like,
I think it's not like talking denotes like a verbal conversation. I think it's communicating with people.
Yeah.
Because there's like a whole subset of people that don't talk, right? But they communicate. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can do it in other ways. I don't know. I don't want to.
But that gives people permission to hide behind a keyboard. And that is not a way you're going to build your business.
I see what you're saying.
Like, I think there is you must interact.
At some point, you're going to have to interact.
Right. If you don't like that, just be freaking
Or if you're just not willing to do it.
Right.
Because there's things that people don't like to do until that activity links directly to their pocketbook. And then all of a sudden they love it.
They'll do it.
They love it and they will do it because they're like, oh, I get it. I love this now. I want to do more of that.
It's like me working with buyers. And you decided to cut it off. I will at some point, but right now
I'm like, I actively repel. I actually called one of our referral partners today and I was like, you're going to have to like take this over because I feel like I'm losing people because I'm just so negative when I call them. She's like, okay.
But look, you're being honest with yourself about it. Like, instead of making yourself miserable and losing money.
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, good. Perfect. All right. I hope we gave you guys something to, think about. I know we probably didn't
That was a
present a
downer
solution for you. It is, you know what? I look at it opposite. It is freedom to pivot. Like freaking own it. It's your life. It's one precious life. Listen, yesterday I found out that he became a friend. He was a client, kind of first, he was an agent actually at KW.
Okay.
And I recruited him, and then he got out of the business and he began to give me business, and I just adored him. We became friends. I helped his sister buy a house. I helped his niece buy a house. He died on Saturday.
Oh no. What the hell?
28 years old. And my point is, this is one freaking precious life.
Right.
Quit being miserable.
Yeah.
Do it big, do what you need to do, or don't do it. It doesn't matter. One life. Stop.
Yeah.
Right?
I think too, we can have like a quick conversation about this to help you with it, right? Because you probably talked to a trillion more people than I have that were going to get out of the business. They had one conversation with us and now it's like, oh, they're so happy they never got out.
I think that's true. We can help you breathe life back in with new direction, new focus, new clarity. Sometimes I think it's worth that. You've gone so far.
Worth the conversation.
It's worth a conversation. We'd love to have that with you for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So give us a call or a text at 513-400-1691.
Thanks for being with us today, everybody. And thanks, Mert.
Namaste, Monica.
Namaste.
All right. I am so excited for our tiebreaker today. It's Eric Orland. Hi, Eric.
Hi. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Well, I want to give people an idea about who you are. So you've been in real estate like forever, even though you're only 30, right?
Well, I wish I was only 30. I've been in real estate for about 30 years, which is why I am completely gray, right, Jennifer? 30 years of real estate will make anybody gray.
Actually, I think it's about 2 or 3 years in real estate. Your hair turns gray, yes. But in your previous life, you were an investment banker. Now you are at EXP and you've been here for about 2 or 3 years, but you are one of the fastest growing groups at EXP with over 2,000 agents in your group in under 2.5 years. That's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But I know that you talk to like 50 agents a day or more, right?
I do.
So this is why I wanted you on for this question. So I'm sure you're having the conversation, like, is real estate really the right business for you? I mean, not for you specifically, but like you, the agent, like you're having these conversations. How are you handling that? What are you saying? How do you help them through that question?
I think at the end of the day, that cream always rises to the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that who is going to succeed in this industry are people that have the will and the desire to be successful. People who are going to take the time to go out there and nurture, first identify, and then nurture and cement relationships with those people that they'd like to have as real estate clients.
Yes.
I think what is going to happen is that people who are going to succeed in real estate, first of all, they have to have the will and the desire to be in real estate and to be successful.
True.
And then, of course, sharpen their skill sets, knowing what to do, what to say, how to engage somebody, how to have a follow-up system in place to ensure that when you identify a prospect, a potential buyer and seller, you're then solidifying that relationship. So
and can lead them through the funnel.
Yeah.
But what about, sorry, go ahead.
I think in this market, like any market, I think a realtor has an enormous opportunity to be successful. I think if a realtor has a mindset that people are always going to move, think about this, Jennifer, right? Women are always going to have children and they're going to have to have bigger homes. Those babies are going to go off someday and they're going to have to scale down. People, unfortunately, get divorced, there are deaths, people get job transferred. If you are having enough conversations as you should be having, you will be successful, whether the market is scorching hot or freezing cold.
But don't you think that, let's go back to your first point about you have to have the will. Don't you think that sometimes, or are you talking to agents sometimes who like, maybe they've been with a different group or a different organization, a different platform where they have the will, but it's kind of maybe been stifled or they feel burnt out, where is it possible, like, how do you differentiate between those agents versus agents who like don't have the will? Do you know what I mean? Like burnout versus really no will.
I think they're the one and the same. I think that it's really hard, Jennifer, to ignite a flame inside of somebody. I think somebody either has that torch to be successful or they don't.
Okay.
I think we manifest, right, exactly what we're going to receive.
Yeah.
I think it starts with having the right mindset. When I came to EXP, I was poor and destitute. I was 58 years old and I had lost everything.
Oh, wow.
I came to EXP not with the mindset if I was going to be successful, but how successful I was going to be. I got up every morning and saw myself having an incredible, fun-loving, big organization.
Yes.
And I couldn't wait to pick up the phone and build relationships with people. And that's what I really want to stress in today's talk together, is that in selling, when you're out there in real estate, whether you're selling widgets, investment banking products, or real estate, it is about relationship selling. It's getting to understand the wants and needs of the person who you are engaged with and enhancing that relationship. And how you build a relationship is by properly asking questions. So I think a realtor that takes the time to identify real estate as the career that they choose to pursue, come at it with an absolute can-do mindset, and then sharpen their selling skills, sharpen their tools, so they have a system in place that they can follow. They will absolutely be
That's successful. Like the biggest problem, right? Because it's like, okay, I want to do it now. What do I say? What do I do? What's my process? But let's go. What are the questions that you would ask yourself to decide, is this really what I want to do?
That's a really, really good question. And I think people come at that each and every day when they enter any career. It doesn't have to be real estate.
Well, especially we're commission only, right? It's not like, it's literally like our activities will lead to money. And if we don't do anything, we do not receive any money. You have to do something.
So you have to like what you do. You have to be excited about selling somebody, helping somebody make their biggest purchase, buying it a home, or dispose of their most important asset, selling their home. And you have to be, so one is you have to like what you do. Two is you have to understand, the risk reward ratio. Yes, this is not a salary job. People are going out there. But what I love about it not being salary is we don't have a cap on how much
that's not a salary. That's the best part about it.
So I think if you come at it with that mindset of absolutely knowing that you are going to be successful, I think a realtor will be successful. I think they'll take the time again to enhance their skills.
Yes.
Have a calendar in place.
Oh my God. Can you repeat that for the people in the back? Jeez.
So I want to say to you that if someone said to me, Eric, what is the one reason you've been successful in your career? I'm going to say that it's my calendar. That is my work Bible. There is nothing that gets in the way of me being successful each and every day. I time block my entire day. So think about this, Jennifer. Would you ever get on an airplane with a pilot that didn't have a flight plan?
No.
Right? Someone doesn't know the direction that they want to go. You wouldn't let them lead you then.
Right.
Same thing's true. If you're not clear about what actions you have to take every day and where it will land you, you're almost shooting yourself in the foot. So your calendar, right, will absolutely determine the level of success you have. If you choose to honor it, it will lead you down a path that ultimately winds up in a pot of gold.
It's like your calendar is an actual reflection of your bank account.
Without a doubt.
Now, you keep mentioning mindset, and I 100% agree with you. It is about mindset, and I feel like it's also an overused term, and it's also underrated. So how do you keep up your mindset, and what does it really mean to you?
It's a great question as well. You're asking some really good questions. So I have a morning practice, right? Every morning, my day starts off with meditation, right? And then I have them go through a visualization. I journal and I'm involved in a ritual each and every day. So my mindset stays positive. If you get out of bed complaining, right, you're setting yourself to have that type of day, day of complaints. My focus is exactly the opposite. My focus is being in a positive mindset, surrounding myself by positive people. And that stems from me. I choose each and every day to wake up with a can-do attitude, a smile on my face. And when I realize at the end of the day, when I am smiling, when I am happy, I am inviting people into my world, and my business is just that much more successful.
Exactly. And I feel like we probably had a similar experience, and I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I think it's been about a year or so, I just like realized that like I never really had days when I woke up unhappy. There's like something that happened when it was like, I'm excited to be like around. But I was trying to think, and I want to ask you this question. Did that happen to you? Like, was there one day where you're like, oh, I haven't had a bad day and like I haven't woke up in a bad mood in like a long time?
I try not to let that into my mind. I think that I'm very clear that there's two parts to our brain, to our mind.
Okay.
One is a conscious level and the other is a subconscious level.
Yes.
And this is a mutual friend of ours, talks about this all the time, Kevin Yoder, who I dearly love.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin, shout out to Kevin Yoder, great personal coach. And I choose when something negative comes into my mindset, not to allow it in, to absolutely reject it. So what I try to do is to have paradigms that are really empowering me. Okay. Paradigms of beliefs or habits that we carry in our subconscious that really affect the behavior that we take. So I'm very cognizant when something negative comes into my mind to quickly reject it.
So then you're meaning that like, even though that can happen, you're still like doing the things, you're still doing your morning routine because you know that it like leads you. Is that what you mean?
Yes, but I also, you and I, and everybody for that matter, has the choice when we all have negative thoughts, right?
Right.
Everybody has those thoughts that occasionally come to us. Mm-hmm. We can either accept them and internalize them or completely reject them. So when I have a negative thought, I try to be cognizant that doesn't do me any benefit.
Right.
And immediately eliminate that.
Yeah. So yeah, like you're almost, because for me personally, like I have tried to like rejecting the thought and it kind of didn't work. It kind of like persisted. Right. So now for me, I'm like, when the thought comes in, I'm like, okay, I hear you. Like, and like to kind of talk to myself, it's somebody, but like, I hear you. Is that helpful? Or like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? Is it something that you're like pushing me forward? Or are you like, what's going on here? And then it seems to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm going to share something with you. So I believe when we have a negative thought, you have to stamp out that thought. Yeah. And you do it by having repetition, saying a positive thought to you over and over. I'm going to play something. I have an app on my phone.
Okay.
It's going to be a little quirky. And it's an audio loop. So when I have a negative thought, or better yet, when I am building my EXP organization,
yes,
I don't come at it as, am I going to be successful, or I have any sense of doubt. I have conviction. I have faith. And every morning I get up and I play this. I'm going to play this for you.
Let's hear it.
You ready? I think it's pretty cool. I'm really getting personal here. I am so happy and grateful now that I have 30,000 people in my EXP organization making over $1 million a month. Wow. Money flows to me, allowing me to provide to those I love with complete comfort and confidence. I live in multiple beautifully decorated homes in New York, Connecticut, at the St. Regis in Puerto Rico, and Miami, and have a net worth of over $50 million.
This is such a great idea. Recording your vision and your dream and your affirmation in your own freaking voice. Oh my God, you're a genius.
So I sit there in the morning and I shave and I shower, and all I do is I drum this into my head, right?
You cannot be upset after listening to that.
And you come at it with, I am so happy and grateful now that I have 30,000 people in my EXP organization making over $1 million a month. I have the freedom and the comfort to provide for those that I love.
I love this so much.
Right. So I say that over and over. So when I hear a negative thought, I replace that with repetition, with a positive thought over and over and over again. And I believe,
and it's your voice. You're talking to yourself, and it's like, do I believe this? And you do, because you recorded it. You can hear that you believe it.
So, Jennifer, we have a choice to make. We could either sit there and tell ourselves how crappy we are.
Boo.
And have all of these self-doubts, reservations about going after our dreams, our aspirations, or flip side, we can tell ourselves how great we are. And I choose to take that. I choose to take that direction. And I firmly believe that the success that I've had at EXP stems from the fact that I am prepared each and every day to engage people in positive conversations. Yes. Now I've honed my skills. I know the right questions to ask, but each and every, I've positioned myself to have a successful day each and every day by abiding by my calendar. And then.
Yes, I love this. And I feel like we could probably do like a Joe Rogan length podcast, just talking to you about this, but you're 100% right. Mindset is where it starts, and it will pull you into the action. So I want to challenge everybody to make a recording for themselves and to share with us that they did it. Also, one tip that I learned too is I changed my password to the goal, like the sales goal. And I make it so it doesn't remember it, where I have to type it in. And that's like an instant trigger. It's like, okay,
great.
yeah.
I love it.
So do one of those things. Go ahead.
I want to say something. You asked me before. I know as we're coming into a challenging market and people ask themselves, can I do this? Can I be successful in real estate? I want to tell you they absolutely can.
Yeah.
I think the strength of one's real estate business, if I said nothing else today, the strength of one's real estate business is predicated based on the strength and size of your database. If you take the time to identify an audience of buyers and sellers by asking the right questions, and those questions basically, will they be moving within a 2-year period, and are they receptive to working with you?
Yes.
If you build a database of people that are going to buy or sell within a 2-year period and are open to working with you, you have a vibrant business. You can go to sleep at night with your head in your pillow, knowing that you've got something of significant value. People will say to me, Eric, were you a successful realtor? I don't know. I know I sold a ton of properties my second year of real estate, not because I mastered a contract, Jennifer, because I had a database of almost 800 people by the end of my second year that I knew with certainty were going to buy or sell within a 2-year period, and they were open to doing business.
And it's like not even that many, right? You didn't say 20,000. You said 800 people.
Yeah.
And most agents, they don't have a vision for themselves to sell, over 100 houses a year. Like maybe they want to sell like 24 or 36. Then you probably even need less.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So I can sense that the listener is getting a glimpse into what it's like working with you, being a part of your organization, just being around you. If they want to get into your world, they want to learn more about your EXP group, if EXP can help them, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
For those people that are considering real estate or in real estate right now, I mean, the logical choice, folks, is this. In real estate, the goal is not only to make money, but keep more of your money.
Yes.
At EXP, it is the great brokerage platform because it allows agents to keep more of their money and hit their monetary goals while providing them with multiple streams of income, giving for realtors maybe the first time ever a sense of financial security or stability that this industry, Jennifer, has never seen before. Right. If we're coming into a down market, I think we can all agree having multiple streams of income is significantly better than having one stream of income.
Yes, even in an up market.
Right? Couple that with the highest level of coaching, training, support, and technology that helps you identify buyer and seller leads. It helps you perform and do your job at the highest level. Folks, if you want to learn more about EXP, it would be my pleasure to take the time to share with you. I have one of the fastest growing groups at EXP because our people sell real estate and they build an organization that provides them a passive and residual income so they have the comfort of going to sleep at night knowing they have certainty in their lives. If you have any interest in reaching out to me, please call me directly on my cell phone. My number is 415-595-9000, or my email is eric@ericorland.com. That's ERIC@ERICORLAND.com.
Awesome, Eric. It's such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You were great. I enjoyed this. Anytime you'd like, I'd love to come back. I love sharing, and you were fantastic. I really appreciated your questions today.
Thank you, Eric.
Hi guys, Monica Weakley here. You know how you're supposed to post about real estate every single day on Facebook? Yes, you do. And the reason is, if we don't remind our Facebook friends what we do for a living and how we help people, they will forget about it. We know it's our job to inform, educate, and demonstrate what we do for a living. Well, I'm coaching agents all around the country, and they understand that, but they're not doing it. And I ask them, why aren't you doing it? Probably just like you. And they said, Monica, we don't know what to post. Can we just borrow your stuff? Because I love creating Facebook posts. And these can often be used over on Instagram as well. So I said yes, and people were borrowing my stuff. So I created finally a product that you can sign up for free. It is free, guys. There is no reason for you not to sign up for this. It's ghostposter.com. GHOSTPOSTR. No E in there, just TR.com. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a Facebook posting idea to your email every single day. So not only do you have this great idea, but you've been reminded, oh yeah, I need to post. And that's Monday through Friday. And if you don't love the post or you think, gosh, I'd like something else, well, you're also going to get access to a library of over 600 different posts for you to choose from by category. You're going to love it. Go sign up, ghostposter.com. Don't waste a minute. And then be sure to join the private Facebook group. All right, I'll see you in there.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a podcast.